This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network. Chief Magistrate Court, one sitting in Aba South local government area of Abia State, has remanded 4 commercial computer centers operators in the Nigerian Correctional Service Facility in Aba. They accused the Onoaha Ike Ochukwu Daniel Lawrence as well as Odinaka Onyeforo and Ndukwe Chukwu for arraigned before the court presided over by His Worship Erima Madukwa on the 3rd count charge of conspiracy, impersonation, and forgery of the power of autonomy, an act reserved for qualified legal practitioners. According to the charge sheet, the suspect operated near the court and had been involved in illicit activities for years. The first defendant, Onoaha Ike Ochukwu, was caught with over 70 forged papers, power of autonomy, bearing the names of the both living and deceased lawyers. Prosecutors Uzo Omaka Emmanuel said their actions violated Section 516, subsection A, Section 484, Section 465, punishable under Section 467, subsection 1B of the Criminal Code, Cap 8, Volume 3, Law of Abia State of Nigeria, 2005. The defendants, represented by their lawyers, pleaded not guilty to the charges, and the trial magistrate had adjourned the matter to Friday, October 25 for consideration of their bail applications, and also ordered their remand in Aba, Nigeria Correctional Service Facility. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ebonyi State Command, says it has seized 1,015.2226 kilograms of various illicit substances and arrested 149 suspects in the 3rd quarter of the year. The state's commander of NDLA, Mr. Peter Oga, who discloses in Abakaliki, said the arrest and seizure were made in different locations in the state between July and September 2024. He listed the seized substance to include crack cocaine and other drugs. The commander reiterated the officers' readiness to combat illicit drugs trafficking not only in Ebonyi but Nigeria at large. Federal Road Safety Corps has lamented persistent road accident in Oyo State. It blamed the accident on failure of drivers to follow traffic laws, adding that there should be an attitudinal change and total compliance with rules guiding the road usage. Speaking with newsmen in Ibadan following an accident that claimed 6 with many injured at Oke Elesin Moloko in Ona-Ora local government area, or your FRSC sector commander, Corps Commander Rosemary Alio condoles with the families of the deceased, wishing injured one speedy recovery. According to Oyo FRSC boss, road crash are caused by human, urging drivers to embrace safety in highways, particularly during this ember month. She said that FRSC should She said one of the focuses of the FRSC was to reduce road accidents on roads across the country, particularly in the state. She, however, said her men has mapped out strategies for rescue operations to rescue accident victims in the state, particularly during these ember months. National Union of Road Transport Workers Lagos State Chapter has unveiled its first 3,000 compressed natural gas commercial tricycle worth 10.2 billion naira to ease transport challenges. The CNG was launched by one of the NURTW chieftains, Alhaji Azia Abiola, in Lagos. Abiola, the zonal chairman, Tricycle Owners and Operators Association of Nigeria under the RTW said the initiative would bring succor to the masses by reducing the lingering cost of transportation. He said over 3,000 CNG tricycle has been deployed to the state to ease the cost of transportation among the residents and at the same time reduce economic hardship. He said the 3,000 tricycles will begin operations on Thursday. He said the initiatives would create over 5,000 new jobs for operators and technical in charge of the CNG conversions. Abiola also commended the president for the opportunity to venture into the new CNG operation for commercial purposes. Nigerian Navy Badagry, Lagos has handed over 9 suspected victims of human trafficking to the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. Latbisi Owodeye, the base information officer, confirmed this in a statement in Lagos. Owodeye said the suspects were handed over to NAPTI by the forward operating base of the Navy. She said that suspect victims of human trafficking were intercepted on October 11 and 13. She said at about 3:15 p.m. on October 13, FOB Badagry QRT deployed at Tongeji Island, Badagry, the order to intercept the fiber boat with passengers en route Panshi Owode, and the 9 victims were handed over to NAPTIC Zonal Office, Ikeja, Lagos, for further investigations and prosecution on October 15. She said these are all geared toward complying with the Chief of Naval Staff Strategy Directive 2023-2026, which is to ensure a safe and secure maritime environment in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea. LAR inferno from the fallen tanker loaded with petroleum motor spirit has destroyed many vehicles in the Ibafo area of Obafemi, the local government area of Ogun State, along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Eyewitness said the driver of the tanker was suspected to have fallen asleep at the wheel, causing him to lose control, which led to the tanker's falls and eventually explosion. Confirming the incident in Abeokuta, the public relations officer of the Ogun State owned traffic compliance and enforcement, Babatunde Akinbiyi, said no life was lost in the incident. The split content was said to have resulted in the fire, but quickly spread to vehicles parked at the filling stations. Although the Ogun State Fire Service engine was eventually deployed to put the situation under control, the fire had succeeded in burning several vehicles as well as individuals, and others sustained various degrees of injuries. Nigerian police force has said it would ensure that the upcoming governorship election in Ondo State is void of impartiality. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betokon, assured that the Goodluck Ebele International Peacekeeping Hall, Force Headquarters, Abuja, in a meeting convened with AIGs and CPs from all formation zonals and state commands. The meeting was aimed at reflecting on accomplishments, delineating future strategies, and reinforcing the commitment of forces to maintaining laws and order across this nation. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Oluyimiwa Adejobi in Abuja said during the meeting significant emphasis was placed on the upcoming gubernatorial election in Ondo State, scheduled for November 16, 2024. Egbetokun said the NPF is fully committed to impartiality, professionalism, and the highest standard of conduct to safeguard democracy. He said rigorous training session will be conducted for police personnel to prepare them for their duties, with a focus on conflict resolution and maintaining public order during the elections. All Progressives Congress in Ondo State has probed Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde for calling for the removal of the state resident electoral commissioner Mrs. Babalola Oluwatoyin ahead of the next month's polls. The party said neither Ondo State nor the electoral body was an appendage of Oyo State, where Makinde is the governor. The FPC also stated that the REC had demonstrated integrity, competency, and capacity to handle any election. A statement by the spokesperson for Ondo APC, Alex Kalejaye, criticized Makinde's directive, calling it abuse. Kalejaye pointed out that Makinde had no rules in the transfer of REC to Ondo State and held on political influence within the state. The statement described Makinde's advice to Ondo voters not to sell their conscience as insulting, noting that the people of the state are politically sophisticated and act on conviction, not easily swayed. It added that the Ondo APC has strong, unbeaten structures across the state capable of defeating any party in any election. Southwest chapter of the People's Democratic Party has thrown its weight behind Governor Makinde's demand for the deployment of the resident electoral commissioner REC in charge of Ondo State, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Babalola. Etienne recalled that the Makinde had told the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Yakubu Mohammed, to immediately remove the REC, stating that she hailed from Ondo State. In a statement by the Southwest, PDP expressed its support for Governor Makinde's call. According to the statement signed by the Saniya Atofarati, on behalf of the party, the call was to ensure the credibility of the upcoming November governorship election in the state. He said that Babalola's alleged tie to ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, made her unfit to oversee the upcoming election. He warned that any attempt to manipulate the election through Mrs. Babalola or any APC leaders would be met with strong resistance. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has called for strategic partnerships and involvement in Abuja, noting that the city provides opportunity for investment in agriculture, healthcare, tourism, construction, mining, and renewable energies. This comes as the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, called for investment in made-in-Nigeria products to promote investment across all sectors of the country, of the economic rather. Wike and Soludo made a call at the Maiden Abuja Business and Investment Summit, themed Optimizing Investment Through Partnership, held at Yahadua Center in Abuja on Wednesday. Wike disclosed that this administration will flag off 9 major projects in the coming week as part of the effort to further enhance investment opportunities in the FCT. He emphasized the potential of the FCT, stating that his administration had undertaken measures to create an enabling environment for investment by patronizing infrastructure development and provision of utilities. In her welcome address, the group managing director of the Abuja Investment Company Limited, Maureen Tamuno, said the summit aimed to promote investment opportunities in the FCT and create a platform for networking between investors within and outside the country. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has called on Nigerians to pay their taxes, saying the government at all levels need to make money to provide social services to Nigerians. Wike made this call on Wednesday in Abuja at the first edition of Abuja Business and Investment Summit organized by the Abuja Investment Company Limited. He said the theme of the event, optimizing investment through partnerships, resonates with the federal government's drive to deploy the power of collaborations to foster investment opportunities. According to him, the notion that the government does not need money was incorrect, noting that the government needs money to provide services. While citing examples of the government's partnership with the private sectors that went sour, Wike said the government won't continue to commit billions of naira and land to investors who cannot guarantee a return on investment. Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has warned that private security companies operating without registration in the Federal Capital Territory risk prosecution. The commandant of NSCDC Federal Capital Territory Command, Dr. Olusola Odumoshun, stated this at the 6-day refreshers training course for supervisors and operatives of private guards in Abuja. The commandant, who was represented by the deputy commandant of the command, DCC Jackson Igbinosa, lamented a high proliferation of private security without following due processes. He said the Nigerian Civil Defense has the only agency statutory empowered to register private guards would ensure private guard companies are properly provided, as security matters cannot be taken for granted for any reason. Odumoshun tasked participants in the training to take advantage of the knowledge acquired from training to be good ambassadors of their organizations and to collectively work for a crime-free society. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji of the Nigerian Army have neutralized 5 bandits during a gunfight at the Maraban Kaware located in Tafei local government area of Zamfara state. Disclosing this in a counter-terrorism expert, Zagazola Makama said the incident occurred during a military operation. Makama said several other bandits were also injured. This is coming less than 48 hours after a notorious bandit leader, Kachala Ibrahim Gogan Daji, was neutralized by the military operatives in the Mada area of Gusho, Zamfara state capital. ATN recall registered ATN gathered that Kachala Ibrahim Goshon Daji was eliminated in Kwanosario community, a village located at the east of Mada town in Gwosha local government area of the state. Sokoto State Governor Ham Aliu has launched a scale of subsidized food items, including 50-kilogram bags of rice, priced at 38,700 naira. Speaking at the launch held at the Kwara State government premises in Kwara town, Aliyu stated that the initiatives aim to ease the burden on the people, particularly those at the grassroots level. The governor stressed that the sale should be open to all without any conditions such as political affiliations or social status. He explained 50 kg bags of rice will be sold for 38,700 naira, while the 25 kg bags will cost 19,350 naira, and the 10 kg bags will be available for 7,740 naira. Aliyu further noted that the government is not seeking to collect the proceeds from the sales. Instead, the special account will be open to deposit the money, which will be used to purchase more foodstuffs and continue the project. The governor commended the leaders of the state's ruling party and the former governor Aliyu Wakanko for his guidance and support, which he said has been crucial to the success of his administration. At least 105 people have been confirmed dead following a petrol tanker explosion in Majiya town in Tora local government area of Jigawa state. The police spokesperson in Jigawa, Shayu Adam, confirmed this in an interview with the newsman. He also said that 50 other people had been hospitalized for varying degree of injuries due to the explosion. According to him, the incident occurred at about 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday night in Magaji town, when the tanker driver lost control near Khadija University. The tanker, he said, left Kano on its way to Ngiru town in Yobe state, when the tanker driver eventually lost control of the vehicles and it exploded. ATN gathers that after the incident, some people went there to scoop the product, which led to the death of many persons. It was also gathered that some injured persons have been taken to the Federal Medical Center Birin Kudu due to the limited number of beds at the Ringim General Hospital. Federal government, through the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, has directed the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to launch a thorough investigations into the tanker explosion that claimed the lives of over 100 people in Jigawa State. This directive was issued by the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Senator Henikin Lakuberi, following the tragic incident in Majiya town, Tora local government area of the state. The minister expressed regret over the circumstances surrounding the unfortunate incident in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and communications. Ne Maka Okafo Lakobiri extended his heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones of those affected by the devastating incident. The minister also urged Nigerians to avoid approaching vehicles transporting petroleum products that have been involved in accidents or mechanical failures. He called on petroleum transporters to ensure that only certified drivers who apply with safety standard as stipulated by the federal government safety corps are employed to transport petroleum products. Senate has expressed shock over the death of over 100 people who were burned to death while scooping fuel from a falling truck near to the Jigawa state capital. The Senate equally called in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and the National Emergency Management Agency to provide relief materials to surviving victims of the explosion. It also urged the National Orientation Agency to carry out adequate sensitization on the danger of scooping fuel from falling trucks. The Upper Legislative Chamber reached through resolution on the Wednesday after a debate on the nation sponsored by Senator representing Jigawa North Babaganida Hassani. In a remark, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, warned Nigerians on the danger in scooping fuel when such accidents occur.
Observe that this is one incident too many, and it is often accompanied with unprecedented casualties, often difficult for medical facilities within the precincts of the disaster. This development is rather unfortunate as it keeps happening over and over again in spite of fatalities that is often associated with the inferno. Also observe that public enlightenment and sensitization on the dangers of indulging in the dangerous act of scooping fuel from tankers whenever there is a tanker accident should be encouraged as part of measures to forestall the occurrence of these unfortunate incidents.
This has happened in Lagos, it has happened in Ikeja, it has happened in my community in Akwa Ibom State before, and a lot of the burns were first-class burns. So here, over 100 people have been burned to death. Our prayer would just be that
Correspondent Rutimi Adewi reports that the Senate response underscored the urgent need for national action to prevent similar tragedies and save lives. Borno State Police Command has rearrested the convict Awuwalu Aminu, also known as Awulawu Kiriki, who escaped from the correctional facilities during the severe floodings that hit Maiduguri and its environs in September. The police public relations officer of the command, ASP Nahum Daso, disclosed this in a statement. He said the convict, aged 24, has been serving a jail term for criminal conspiracy and theft at the medium security custodial center in Maiduguri when the facility's fence collapsed due to the floodings, allowing Aminu to flee. Daso further revealed that the convict was apprehended on October 16, 2024 by police officers from Dama Area Command, Banki Divisional Headquarters following a tip-off that Aminu was spotted in Banki town. ATN had earlier reported that over 281 inmates escaped from the Maiduguri Medium Security Custodial Center during the severe floodings that submerged part of the city. Aminu's rearrest brings the number of escaped victims apprehended so far to 3, following the earlier arrest of Abubakar Mohammed and Kairi Ko, who also fled during the September 10th flood. You are watching the transition on Atlantic Television.
people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Welcome back. This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Sweden on the 2-day visit to represent Nigeria in bilateral engagement with the San Division nations. The visit at the instance of President Bola Tinubu, Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Communication, Mr. Stanley Wokocha, revealed in a statement he signed on Wednesday titled VP Shettima embarked on a 2-day visit to Sweden. During the working visit, the VP will engage in high-level bilateral talks with the key government officials, including a meeting with Crown Prince Victoria of Sweden and the Swedish Prime Minister. Wokocha said the Vice President will also meet with Norcans and Stockholm-based venture capital impact investors, which recently launched Norcem's 22, a $205 million tech investment fund for Africa. Norcem 22 is a technical growth fund backed by over 30 prominent unicorn founders. It is partnering with other entrepreneurs to build Africa's next tech giant. While in Sweden, Shettima is also expected to articulate Nigeria's economic vision and the reform being undertaken by the administration to create a business-friendly environment in Nigeria for investors and showcase the opportunities that will abound in Africa's largest economy. The Vice President is expected back in the country on Saturday. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has denied reports that operatives of the Department of the State Service stormed National Assembly over alleged impeachment moves by lawmakers in the upper legislative chamber. Akpabio informed Senator that his attention has been drawn to the report during plenary on Wednesday. He described the report as fake. The Senate President lamented that fake news was gradually taking over the media space. The Senate President later referred the matter to the Committee on Special Duties for Investigations. The report of the investigation is to be presented to the Committee of the Whole within 24 hours. Nigerian Senate has denied claims and reports making round of the new leadership in the Nigerian Upper Legislative Chamber, saying senators are in no way thinking of any change in its leadership. Chairman of Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramudu, while speaking on to newsmen in Abuja, emphasized that the Senate is united and have concluded all her proceedings without any rancor, said there are no basis for such assumptions, pointing to the division in the Senate, noting that senators are solidly behind the leadership of Senator Akpabio Goswill. The chairman Northern Senators Forum, Senator Abdulaziz Yahadua, who spoke on behalf of the Northern Senators, said the Senate leadership have been doing what it is expected of them, and such ideas has never been conceived or generated anywhere among senators.
The Senate is solid at the Rock of Gibraltar behind the leadership of Senator Godfrey Akpabio, and the Senate is seriously and vehemently immovable that we are not contemplating changing the leadership. It has never been conceived. The idea has never been generated anywhere. It is a farce, untrue, chameleon phrases, untraceable, ill will, and then it is a kind of thought from the Peace
Senators Forum. Were solidly behind the leadership of the Senate, headed by His Excellency Senator Godfrey Akpabio, GCON. So we don't have anything or heard of anything like this. So I think we're here to assure Nigerians that they should do away with such rumors, and I think we should most importantly concentrate on the issues that affect our nation.
While speaking on the economic situation in the country, Adara Modu said the National Assembly was meeting with relevant agencies regarding the economic downturn across the country and will soon come up with their recommendations to the executives and solutions where necessary.
Just yesterday, the Committee on Finance summoned the FIRS and then the Tax Committee chairman to a session about taxation and tax reforms in Nigeria. And not only that, there is a joint committee of the House of Representatives and that of the Senate about petroleum matters, which they are still sitting. And then, because the major issues that on the front burners now is the issue of petroleum products pricing and that of tax reforms. So, and once these two issues, they are now on the table of the Senate and the House of Representatives, definitely we will come out with our own position and resolution after meeting those that are responsible from the executive side to take actions on those issues.
Senate has confirmed 21 nominees as federal commissioners for the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The confirmation was quelled to the presentation and consideration of the report of the Joint Committee on National Planning and Economic Affairs and Finance for the confirmation of the nominations for appointment as federal commissioners in the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Recall that President Bola Tinubu has appointed 21 federal commissioners to the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, pending their confirmation by the Senate. The former special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, had in August 2024 revealed this in a statement he signed. Just as the Senate had in September 2024 referred the screening to the Joint Committee on National Planning and Economic Affairs and Finance. In his remarks, the President of the Senate, Godwill Akpabio, who urged the new commissioners to give their best in the job ahead of them, however, asked them to be good ambassadors of their states and the country. House of Representatives urged the federal government to urgently transmit the medium-term expenditure framework at the National Assembly to avoid lawmakers' sample time to work on the 2025 appropriation bill when submitted. This is as the lawmakers drawn across party affiliations expressed displeasure at the practice of delayed presentation of annual budget proposal to the parliament, leaving the lawmakers with little time to do a good job. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a notion of urgent public importance moved by the member representing Abak Etim, Ekpoika Federal Constituency, Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Clement Jimbo, also contributing minority leaders Kingsley Chinda, expressed support for the motion, noting that unless budget estimated arise at the Parliament on time, it would be difficult for legislators to scrutinize it in the interest of Nigerians. Following the adoption of the notion, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, who presided over the plenary section, urged the federal government to comply with the Section 11 subsection 1B and submit to the National Assembly 2025 budget proposal without further delays. It further mandated the Committee on National Planning and Economic Development Appropriation and Finance to ensure compliance within 2 weeks. Analysts say the problem of Nigeria is lack of good leadership. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, public affairs analyst Emmanuel George and Nigerian citizens are patriotic, but the country cannot boast of good leadership.
Go across the world. We are not lacking brains. We have a lot of brains. We are lacking leadership. You can tell the people to be patriotic. Of course, we should be patriotic. You can say we should be singing Nigeria, we hail thee. But if a man is saying we hail thee, when he's hungry, when he has lost hope, when he's frustrated, when he has no job, when he's not sure of where his next meal will come from, when he's not sure whether his daughter will go to school and she'll come back alive if she will not be kidnapped, when he's not sure whether his wife would make it out of the delivery room because maybe the doctor is not available. Look at our mortality rate. We are not lacking men that are patriotic. Look at our soldiers. I have a friend who is a soldier. He served at the front lines. He fought at the front lines. He gave everything for this country. And most of his colleagues, they did not survive. They lost their lives. Many young Nigerians have sacrificed their lives, their blood, sweat, and tears for this nation, Nigeria. So we are not lacking men that are patriotic. What we are lacking is leaders.
The analysts further charge those occupying public office to lead well, adding that good leadership attracts patriotism.
Whatever position you are, if you want love in a society, be that man that shows love. So you can preach patriotism from now till next year. They are not going to listen to you. Many people are not going to listen to you. Many people have lost hope and faith in this country. Many people don't even see themselves as Nigerians again. They've lost every attachment of Nigeria. The Nigerianness in them has dried up. So how do we restore the Nigerianness? How do we revive the patriotism? How do we revive the love for country, for our motherland? How do we revive this country with enormous potentials, yet crawling? After more than 60 years of independence, we are still not free because we are still trapped in mental slavery. So the political office holder is speaking because he's speaking for his office, but he's not speaking for Nigerians. He should walk on the streets. He should interact with Nigerians. He should ask them, why are you not patriotic? Why are you not loving your country? You should go to the filling station and see how people are struggling to buy fuel. And yet we are described as one of the largest producers of crude oil in the world. And then tell them, why are you not patriotic? You should go to our hospitals and see a lot of people that are dying because most of them don't have the right medication or drugs. They can't buy the drugs because it's expensive. And ask them, why are you not patriotic? If we want to talk about patriotism in this country, we need to do things rightly. We need to...
This comes as the federal government called on Nigerians to stop making negative comments against the country. Analysts has urged President Bola Tinubu to fire ministers that are not meeting expectations. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program, Society Watch, socio-political commentator Honorable James Martin opined that President Tinubu should quickly change any ministers whose performance level is below expectation.
Underperforming people, I won't wait to do an elaborate or generalized reshuffle like it's a ceremony. No, if you're underperforming, I will excuse you from the office and replace you with somebody who is performing well. We don't need to go and have an official reshuffling. It's a bad pick to the initial process of selection of minister, and they've already started criticizing the selection in the first place.
Honorable Martins, however, suggested that the president should make use of performance indicators while reshuffling his cabinet.
Otherwise, who are the underperforming ministers? We just talked about a minister who is complaining that funds did not come to the ministry. What if she is replaced as Minister for Women Affairs? What if the shuffling removes that Minister for Women Affairs now and replaces? Is funds going to enter? And if the funds eventually enters, could this one not have done mighty things if the funds were available in the first place? That's the thing of priority. Who are the underperforming ministers? What are the performance indicators with which we're going to do this reshuffling? Because it's our office. It's a Nigerian office. These people are holding these resources in trust for us. So what are the performance indicators? Ministry for Sports, for example, what achievements have we had in the sport field? How are we recruiting the next generation? I stay close to Real Madrid Football Academy here, and sometimes I go around. I don't see any academy thing going on there. I don't see scouting and recruitment from the grassroots level.
This comes as the civil society organizations on Tuesday challenged President Bola Tinubu to tackle hardship in the country, saying Nigerians are not keen about the cabinet reshuffle for which the federal government has expressed so much excitement. World Food Day is an international day celebrated every year worldwide on October 16 to commemorate the date of founding of United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization in 1945. As the world celebrates Food Day, including Nigerian ongoing, along with the theme of this year, which Rights to Food for a Better Life and a Better Future, will Nigerian happily celebrate a day like this when food in Nigeria is inadequate, unaffordable, due high-priced food in the market. And stay tuned as Atlantic Television Network Street Broadcast with Joseph.
World Food Day is celebrated on 16th October by different countries and organizations around the world, including the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the World Food Programme. Over the years, a number of themes has been considered to World Food Day, all focusing on ensuring food is available, affordable, and nutritious for everyone. The theme for this year is Right to Food for Better Life and a Better Future. World Food Day is a reminder that coming together with friends and family around well-set table is a privilege that not everyone can enjoy, but is one that everyone should experience. World Food Day can be best celebrated by giving food to people who need it the most, such as orphanage homes, people in the internal displaced camp, less privileges, and others who have the courage to beg around you for food. In the case of Nigeria, food has become national cake that only those who are fortunate can afford 3 square meals in a day. why the unfortunate battle to eat one square meal, because the price of basic food has gone too high for common man to afford, resulting to a large number of Nigeria going hungry. Today in Nigeria, a lot of different charity organizations work hard to change lives of families and children, ensuring they have the food they need to survive. While the government tried palliative, but only for the few government workers in a country of 200 million plus citizens, and a country so blessed in agriculture and mineral resources in Africa. Atlantic Television Network Street Broadcast with Joseph Moses Mawinka reviews prices of food in the Nigeria markets today. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Your name, ma'am?
My name? My name is Mrs. Glory.
Mrs. Glory.
Yeah.
So tell us, how much are you selling your gari?
Gari? Gari is 1,400. All right.
You said?
1,400.
All right.
Yeah.
What about the white one?
1,100.
1,100. What about this? Which is?
This one is half done akpu. We sell 8,700, 1,000 naira. Something that we are selling that 8 before is 200 too. Okay. This gari before is 300, 500. This white before we sell them 400, 350. You can imagine now, 1,000 plus 1,400, 1,100. Each choco no be here.
150. 150. Yes. By this.
Yes.
And it is now
700.
700.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What about the onions?
That's not the same price now.
700.
700. The last 600.
Okay. Then how much will this one be?
And before I say this one 700 naira.
Okay, before.
Yes, 700 to 800. 5,000.
5,000.
5,500. Then the seller.
Basket of tomatoes.
Yes.
5,000.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, how much is a mudu of your rice now?
Rice 3,000. That one 2,700. This one is local rice 2,700. This one is 3,000. That pre-store.
Okay. What of these beans?
That is 3,200.
3,200. 3,200
naira only.
Can I see the type of mudu you are using to measure? Wow. So this mudu, as small as it is, you sell it with 3,000.
3,200 naira. Yeah.
What about this one?
That one 3,500.
3,500.
This one 3,000.
3,000. The mudu of beans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Set up it 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah, we'll get 12,000.
How many pieces?
5 pieces per each set.
5 pieces per each set. Like how much do you normally sell this type of yam before per set? Maybe before this government of Tinubu?
Yeah, before past 10,000, sometime 8,000 myself.
Wow. And now it's
15,000.
15,000.
Today, which oil?
Red oil.
Red oil today, I will sell it 2,000, 1,002.
That is the big bottle there.
I know a big bottle is 4,400. Here, 2,400.
How much do you always get it before now?
Before now, I will sell big bottle 2,002.
Like this one, uncle?
This granite oil,
yes.
I dey sell them 4,200.
Before, uncle?
Before I dey sell them 4,000.
So what is the turnout like customers? Are you getting more customers like before that is expensive now?
Yes, the customer come if you follow buy them because not be only me at the sell oil in this market.
Okay.
Among my oil at the sell on lower price more than us when we sell them.
Okay.
Because we don't oil add money now. If I get the remaining where I buy sinks, that is lower price. I go advertise my customer. Now oil don't add money. If you come back next time, I go to put money for you. And now I will manage.
So tell us your name.
My name is Ngozi Osas.
Okay.
So I'm into spices and food items, semo, spaghetti.
Okay.
So
now tell us the price difference between, let me say, 2 years back and now.
Wow. The price difference between 2 years back and now is much. Unimaginable, honestly. Unimaginable. As of 2 years plus, spaghetti you can get 8.5, but now spaghetti now is 21,800. Some sets is 22,500.
That's per carton.
That's per carton, yes, past 500. But now it's 1,200 now. So the margin is more. So more and that 2 years a bag is 6.5. But now some more now, like 1 kg is 18,000, 18.5. A pieces of it is 2,000. Some sets 2.2. So the price margin is much.
It is World Food Day. Please be your brother keeper as well as your neighbor. Share your food with people around you. Thanks for doing that already. I am Joseph Moses Mawinka, Atlantic Television Network News.
And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining us. I am Immaculate Ibrikana. Join us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. Also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Good morning.